M0FXB, welcome to my channel. So I'm on the Bridgecom website, so thanks very much to Bridgecom Systems, excellent sellers and support for the Anytone 878, 578 ETC. So I've noticed they've got a current firmware version for the Anytone 878 UV plus 2 of version 3 here. So I thought I'd give it a go. So we've just clicked it, we've downloaded the zip, we've put it into this folder here, and I'll just show you what's in the folder now. Just go to my downloads, and there is lots. There it is there. So you've got the firmware, your usual screen background. You've actually got APRS and Bluetooth firmware, which mine I think is up to date because mine is 1.4. You've got instructions, which I highly recommend that you read. So let's just go for it. So to put this radio into firmware mode, I did make a video here, which I will just quickly play. So you hold your finger on the PTT on the top button, hold it down, turn on the radio. Obviously you need to have the USB cable connected, and the top starts to flash red. So that's how you do that. You're now in firmware mode. So next thing we're going to do is put our radio into firmware mode. Now before you do anything, make sure that you back up your radio. So get your code plug, put the radio on it, back it up, save a backup if anything goes wrong. So let's put it in firmware mode. We're going to turn it off and do as we were told in the video. Turn off, hold the PTT and the top button and turn it on. We're now in firmware mode. Then we're going to fire up the CPS. Now this is actually the new CPS, so you may have to do this with the old CPS, but let's give it a go. So we're going to go Program Radio, Tools, Firmware Update icon. I've got a feeling we might have to read the radio first, so let's try it. Open file. We put it in a file. Make sure you name the file so you can find it. So mine's 878F. I've named it on the desktop. 878F. Double click. Firmware file, and it's the SPI file. Double click that. Click OK. We're in firmware mode, and then we're gonna. We've clicked OK. Right to the radio. Need to select the COM port, so we'll go right click, Device Manager. See what we plugged it in. Most of the time, the USB driver will install, but if not, you're gonna have to download it. It's the GD32 virtual COM port, so it's number 6. I'll put a link in for the USB. So number 6, then you go set, so exit that a minute, go set, COM, choose 6, click OK. Now you do have to do a factory reset after this as well, so right, tools, firmware, open file, double click the new file, click OK, and then right. And it's taking the new firmware, it doesn't take long. So I'll just show you a video at the end of how to do a factory reset, and we'll be up to the latest firmware. You could do the APRS and Bluetooth update as well, but let's just get this done for now. It's taking a bit. So why get the Anytone 878? Well, to be honest, it's got the most support out there. There's many good code plugs out there you can import. So you can just import a code plug from one of the main sellers or from a friend, add your call sign, DMR number, your hotspot, and you're ready to go. Where with some of the other radios, there's a bit more work to do, which can be a bit of a pain. So that's okay. The firmware's updated, and then I'm just going to find the video where I well, we could do the Bluetooth while I'm here. It's not really going to hurt, is it? So we do need to put it into Bluetooth update mode though. I don't know if I'm not in the mood for that now, so no, not now. We'll do that as a separate video. So the next thing we'll do is the update of the is the factory reset. I will import my code plug first though, so we're going to go read from radio, because I haven't actually wiped it yet. Click OK. That's going to get everything on my radio, because I have put in there my dual hotspot and my Chinese hotspot, which uses a different frequency, and my simplex hotspot, and all my APRS settings. If you're curious for APRS, freeze frame this and you'll see my APRS settings because they actually did work. Like so. And then my APRS channel is there. That's analog. And the digital one is there. But anyway, so save that. We're going to go File, Save As for now, and then we're going to put it in the same file, 878. So just save that. We've got that because we're going to do the factory reset now. So back to the video, and the factory reset says you hold down the PTT, the button underneath, and then turn it on. So let's do that now. So we turn it off. Quite stiff, these buttons. So it's the PTT, the one under, and then turn on. If you've done it correctly, it will come up with the reset screen. If yours doesn't reset, just go in the code plug, go to optional settings up here, and you'll get this window here. Then go to power on, and at the bottom it says startup reset. You need to turn that on, otherwise it won't do it. Click OK, and then write that to the radio. Just set the COM again, set COM 6, write to radio. Right, it should now allow us to do the master reset, which just now it wouldn't. So let's just have another go. So we will hold down the PTT and the button underneath and turn on the radio. So that's worked, and then we just click confirm. And then what we'll do, we'll go back to our code plug, and we will send all that information back to our radio. Confirm again. So it's set COM 6, which is okay. And then write to radio, and everything will be back as it was. Now, we might have to reload our digital contacts. If you do, go to this place here. So it's radio, then id.net. Go to database, data dumps. So at the top here, database, data dumps. Then go down to user CSV. See it here on the bottom left? See that little nice file there? Give it a minute to load. That's all your contacts. Just drag it into your folder so you know where it is. I'm going to drag it into there. Just double click, that's my folder. There it is there. Once you've got that, go back to your code plug, just go, click import, OK, digital contact list, find that file which is on my desktop, isn't it? Somewhere, double click, there it is there, double click it again, click import. Once this part finishes, because don't forget it's a big file and it does take a while to import it to your radio, just check that you're COM selected and then just click program, write to radio, and then you're going to have all the latest contacts as well. So I hope this helps you add the latest firmware. Let's have a quick look in the firmware at the information they're providing about the firmware. Normally they have some info, don't they? That's the instructions. This release, let's have a quick look, move it over. Right, it tells you how, but what's it actually done? That's just instructions. Let's have another look. Programming guide screens. Let's read first. Abstain. That's just instructions. What about info? Change log. That'll be the one. So the date is. This might be a new one anyway that I did the other day. So RX group list settings channel set RX group list and none selection. Add none selection. Introduce the choice of selecting online alert, also each talk group one by one, so that every time any contact talks using a specific talk group, you will hear a beep at the beginning of speaking regardless of the contact. Introduce global parameters for setting when the idle state of digital channel will be played. So lots of beep info. Beep on LED transition from green to off. Yeah, well there you go. Firmware version blah blah blah. APRS. The subband default off when GPS roaming is turned on. Add new function in CPS. APRS analog pass all set on. Pass all will receive more APRS message, but some are with corrupted data. Default off. The command enables attempt to display corrupt packets. Yeah, improve the analog APRS receive. Is that the older firmwares? Yeah. So they did quite a lot on this one, and then they've just done another one. So okay, well thanks very much, and hopefully it's there. Oh, there's an error, so it's okay. I'll sort it out. It's probably lack of space on my hard drive. Then we'll just go right to radio, click OK. When you are writing contacts, you tick that, but after untick it, otherwise you'll be writing contacts every time. So I'm going to click OK, and that's going to take half an hour. So 7.3, thanks for watching my channel. Catch you all now. All the best.